Let's take a look at the astrology of April 19th and what? No. Let's take a look at the astrology of August 8th and 9th of 2024. So on August 8th, the moon is opposite Neptune. So the moon represents our emotions, represents our feelings, our inner state, our intuition. And Neptune is all about spirituality. It's all about deceit and deception and confusion, all these types of things like that. So when the moon is opposite Neptune, we can misunderstand other people. That can be one aspect of this because oppositions are difficult aspects in astrology. So we can misunderstand others under this aspect. We can get a wrong impression about people, and vice versa. People can get a wrong or bad impression about us. Intuition can be negatively influenced and colored and tainted by fear. So our subconscious fear can block our intuitive sense of, um, those hits that we get that tell us that, A is the best decision, it's better than B, or, what feels right is going over here versus going over there. So with this aspect, we can have fear block our intuition. We can have over-idealization of other people. So we can over-idealize the individuals in our life, and not see their negative qualities, not see them for who they truly are. So that's another symptom of this aspect. So it's important to intend what we want to intend, to set our intentions, to be very, very clear and honest about our intentions. Um, we need to set our intentions and go about life in a clear and honest way. That's how we can use this aspect for the best purposes in life. We could also really look to the creativity aspect of this, um, because Neptune is all about creativity. Neptune rules films, drama, ponies, donkeys, all of the things in the imaginary realms of life. So Neptune represents moving into altered states of being, escaping the life that you're currently living in order to experience something that is higher vibration. That's what Neptune is about. It's all about raising your vibration to the highest level and seeking the animosity from your angels and not your demons. So, um, this is an aspect that is an invitation for you to be creative with dotting, poking, dinking, all the little ways of being creative. Um, whatever, however you, whatever you do creatively, whatever that may be. This is also an aspect that can make us more compassionate, empathetic, and sensitive to the needs of others. This is wonderful for helping people in need. This is wonderful for reaching out and being with people and understanding where they're coming from and connecting emotionally with other people. And because Neptune is a highly internal planet, is a highly internal energy, it rules Pisces. And actually one of the cards from the Moonology Oracle deck by Yasmin Boland, who is a moonologist, and she studies the moon and has several oracle decks about the moon. I have one of those decks. I'm planning on getting two of those decks. One of the cards in that deck is on the new moon in Pisces. It's all about meditating and contemplating. So it's either the new moon in Pisces or the full moon in Pisces, but one or the other. It's all about meditation and contemplation. So this aspect is wonderful if we want to go inside and reflect on our life and ourself and nurture ourselves and really do the things that are self-care for us as individuals. So the moon is also going to trine Pluto. Now, when the moon forms a positive aspect to the planet of desperation, desire, passion, intensity, volition, cravation, we have intense emotions when this happens. Our emotions are much more intense. The things that we want become magnified. Our emotions for something that we desire become that much intensified. And actually, besides this aspect, I was experiencing that today as I was watching YouTube videos of oracle decks that I want in my life that I can't buy right now because I don't have the money to buy them. So, on an emotional level, I don't have a moon in Scorpio. Sometimes I wish I did have a moon in Scorpio because I would be more emotional and more sensitive and intuitive and, you know, profoundly compassionate towards others. I was born with my moon at the 26th degree of Libra, so just as it was about to go into Scorpio, the universe wanted me to be born with a moon in a late degree Libra. Um, but I was still feeling the emotions intensely. I do have some obsessive and compulsions that I'm working through, and I am a Scorpio South Node, and as a Scorpio South Node, um, I do feel things on a deep and intense level. And so, this is good for probing deeply into something or someone or a situation, really, really digging to the bottom of something and unearthing who people truly are. Um, this can be wonderful if you want to form deep, intense connections with someone. Really bonding deeply with that person and digging into who they truly are. Psychological self-analysis, shadow work. This is a wonderful time for shadow work. Really digging into what are our motivations, what are our intentions, what are our desires, what are our, true um, feelings about who we are and what needs shifting and changing and what parts of ourselves do we need to look at. Now, we are going to see that the moon is going to oppose the North Node in Aries. So the moon is in Libra, opposing the North Node in Aries. And actually, I should preface this by talking about the moon in Libra. The moon in Libra is a time where we want to have more balance, more harmony in our lives. The focus becomes relationships. We're much more focusing on how our relationships intimately serving us in our lives. So that's the moon in Libra, just kind of the bare bones of what that is about. So when the moon opposes the north node, this is, the south node is the tendencies that we want to leave behind, the qualities, the past experiences, and the past traumas, maybe the past conditionings that we have been conditioned into ourselves in past lives that do not serve us in this life. The North Node is all about where are we going? What's our destiny line? What is our purpose in this lifetime when it comes to how we need to evolve on a spiritual level, so that we can, so that our soul can get what it needs and it craves. So, this can represent, because it's a difficult aspect, we can have relationship conflicts, emotional conflicts in relationship, particularly with women. So it's important to pay attention to those relationships at this time. So we can have conflicts with women because the moon is a feminine planet. It represents females and women and mothers in our lives, more feminine, nurturing, receptive qualities of people. We can cultivate self-compassion. This is wonderful for, self-compassion, self-acceptance, self-love. We can feel alone during this time. That's another thing with this. Feeling alone, feeling solitude. And so we need to balance out our emotions with our mind as well during this time. And we also need to break down our walls that we have built up and, being more vulnerable because we can build these emotional walls that hinder us from receiving, emotional connection from others, emotional nurturance from others, advice, opinions, deliberations, decapitations from people that genuinely want to love and care for us and for the people that like us in our life. So, family and friends. So, we want to form bridges and we want to be vulnerable during this time and emotionally open and loose. On August 9th, the moon is going to trine Mars. So the moon is going to trine Mars and then it's going to trine Jupiter. When the moon trine Mars, this is intense focus. This is you have passions and you have the desire, the energy, the ambition, the confidence, the stamina to go after what you want and get it achieved. That's how you can really use this energy for the best. You can initiate something, you can assert yourself, making the first move, going after what you want to and seeing it through to completion, making sure that all your little boxes are checked off before you go to Hawaii in order to enjoy the beautiful vacation that you have set up for yourself to enjoy. And then the moon is going to trine Jupiter. So when the moon trines Jupiter, this is upliftment, this is positive energy, good feelings, joy, abundance. This is great for emotional growth and spiritual growth. So, expanding your mind and what feels good to you on an emotional level. This is a good time to do what feels good in the moment, for you at any particular time. Um, Spiritual practices is also great for any spiritual practice that you have. Mutual understanding in relationships, as well, and generosity. Jupiter is all about generosity. It's all about, you giving and receiving. It's all about, um, really making yourself known as a powerful and abundant and special and positive individual that you are, and sharing your spirit with the world, sharing your spirit with others. Um, and then we have the sun sextile moon. So this is wonderful for inner peace. This is great for harmony and content, feeling harmonious and content with the state of your life. This is wonderful for building your relationships with people on an emotional level. Um, and building those meaningful emotional connections with somebody. All right. So now that we've spoken about astrology, I pulled three cards from Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reid. This is a deck that includes I don't know how many cards. It says a 44 card deck and guidebook. I'll use this oracle. I'll use the Astro Guides Oracle by Sonia Chiquette. I'm also planning on using an oracle that's coming. It's called the Herbal Astrology Oracle and the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. So those are my four oracle decks plus other oracle decks. I get that I'm not as big of a fan of the artwork that I want to use for the purpose of videos. So the first card, I asked the question, how do we need to create and achieve more balance in our lives over the course of these couple of days? And the card that I got is the Sun Dancers. So these are actually, there's another deck that she came out with. It's called the Guides of the Hidden Realms. But really, all of these cards are guides of the hidden realms. Um, and so they're all different things. And you can see one of the you may not care for the borders of these cards and sort of the muddy, blurred artwork on these cards and sort of the computer manipulation of these, but they're still pretty anyway. Um, but so on the cards, there's the name of the card, and then there's all these key words. So there's joyful activity, celebration of life, and abundance. So what this is all about is really, it comes back to having an attitude of gratitude, to focus on the things, the people that we feel grateful for in our lives, even the small things. Like, I feel grateful for my Huggle stuffed animal. I feel grateful for the Oracle cards I already have, despite feeling having ruined them. I feel grateful for all the books that I can dig into on my shelf, even though I, in the past, have not finished a lot of the books. So it's choosing to see the silver lining of things, choosing to focus on the abundance and all the rich bounty that we have in our lives. That's the invitation for these couple of days. Anything you place your attention on will manifest as an experience. This is huge. So if you're focusing on joy, love, what's positive in your life, then the positive will just grow and manifest. You will find more positive things to feel good about, things to feel positive about. You'll find more good things. It'll help your mental health if you focus on what is positive and good about your life because it just grows and it expands. When you're focused on the positives of an experience, the positive thoughts, thought to action. The stimulus of your thoughts creates the nature of your reality. So getting into the practice of forming positive thoughts can really make you feel with practice better about the things in your life. And I say that theoretically, and I say that as guilty as charged. I do have my Jupiter retrograde in Virgo. I do have difficulty seeing the perspectives of things, and seeing the bigger picture of things and seeing it from a higher vantage point. I do have Mercury in Taurus. So I do fixate on things, and have stubborn trouble letting things go and moving on and focusing on other things. So I'm gonna be real. I'm not a master of this. I'm not an expert at this. I do have difficulty forming those positive thoughts, but this is a good opportunity for us to find things to feel good about, no matter how tainted or how impaired we find ourselves in life. So find things that you can feel good about and focus on that are positive in your life, even though it's hard, even though it's difficulty. I have done a lot of things that I regret, a number of different things that I regret. Deleting things. I have um compulsively watched a little bit of a video of a YouTube on a YouTube channel and then watched another video on another YouTube channel that I regret. So I've done things in the past that really have tainted. So I really don't want you sitting here thinking that my life is, good, that I'm content, that I have raised rainbows and sunshine. My life right now is very, 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 very difficult and negative. So we can, um, shift, we can sort of reframe the negative thought patterns that we get, being conscious of our negative thought patterns. Oh, I'm noticing that I'm getting into that pattern again of thinking negatively. I'm going to shift my viewpoint to what is positive about the thing and not what is negative about the thing. So, I really encourage you to act on this reading, to act on the inspiration. This is the prescriptive part of the video. You can just skip through all of the astrology and come to this part of the video if you find it helpful. You can bypass the astrology and refer back to this part of the video and look at listen to what I'm saying and apply it to your life and consider it and probably act on this information. There's this astrologer who's commented saying, "Oh, you should include oracle cards in your videos because you're so prescriptive." And I think that oracle cards would be necessary for you, would make a good addition to your videos and add an extra layer and add actual prescriptive meaning to your videos. And this person said, "Oh, well, oracle cards are not for me at all." And with all the little aspects that you talk about, I really do think that oracle cards can help simplify and help focus the meaning of the video and not just, oh, you should do this at this time. Oh, the moon is going word of course at this time. Who can keep up with all that astrology? The oracle cards simplifies it down. It, simplifies, okay, this is what I need to focus on. This is what I need to consider these couple of days. The astrology is just the data, it's just guidance if you need it, if you want it, but the oracle cards are really um what would be good to do and think about during these couple of days to add the meaning to this. So anyway. The next card that I pulled is the Wise Woman of Wonderland, and this deals with integrity and compromise. So, this card is all about what can help us in strengthening our relationship with others. That's the question that I ask. What can help us with strengthening our relationship with others? This is really all about this actually surprised me when I got it because it's not reflective of the conversations that I've been having with my mom today about buying oracle cards. This is all about being, having integrity, being true to yourself, pushing for something that you want, pushing for a desired outcome that you want, and being true to yourself. This is just what the card is all about. It really feels counterintuitive to say that, but I encourage you over these next couple of days to be true to yourself. You can't always compromise. You can't always have diplomacy. You can't always have that fear and feel balance. Sometimes you need to just focus on you, what you want, what is right for you, what you need, what feels good to you in the moment. This is what this card is all about. And the other little reminder is what is truly yours will not be withheld from you. Um, and this is where I want to talk about it because, what is truly meant for you will not be withheld from you. Maybe I'm not meant to have the Angel Guides Oracle by Kyle Gray right now. Maybe the Native Spirit Oracle by Denise Lynn is not, meant for me at this particular time. Or maybe it is, had I would choose to do it. I'm planning on getting a couple more Moonology decks by Yasmin Boland. One tomorrow, one next week, because that's the situation that I'm in, and this is, what I can afford at this particular time. I'm not going to say it with confidence and with pride because I really wish that the circumstances were different. I really wish I could buy all the Oracle decks that I have on my list that I want to buy, but that's just not how it is. And I say that without confidence. So, the third card that I pulled is the Dragon's Duel, which is about inner conflict, morality, um, and conscious choices. So there's these little words that you really have to get into the guidebook in order to understand the full meaning of this card. So I asked the question, how do we want to initiate what we want and see it through to completion? Because the moon is going to trine Mars. So I asked questions reflective of the astrology going on at this time. So we live in a world of doubles, polarities, positive and negative, light and dark, good and bad, right and wrong, this and that, green and blue. um, above and below. So this is about being open to change, direction to change your mind to make a choice. It's all about making conscious choices. So what are we choosing? And is that choice for our highest good? Is what we're choosing to focus our attention on or do consider good for us, good for our highest good, worth spending our, mind, energy, and time focusing on. Um, And so it's good at, feeding what's positive, feeding what's good, feeding the good choices and choosing to make good choices, choosing to make wise choices. That's what this comes down to. All right, that is your astrology and oracle for these next 2 days. I will see you back on August 9th to talk about the moon in Scorpio horoscope, the deep and intense moon in Scorpio. And I will see you then. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you found value from this. Please consider sharing with your friends if you think that they would benefit from this information. Like the video, subscribe if you're liking this content, and don't forget to hit the bell on your way out of this video so that you don't miss an upload from me. If you want uploads from me, that is. So, bye for now.